Hello everyone, welcome to Aspirants World. Today we are going to discuss the topic of violence in Manipur because nowadays it is a burning topic. So we are going to discuss the details of why the Manipur violence has occurred, what are the reasons behind that, what is the ethnic composition in Manipur, what are the tribal groups which are against to the ST status of Meiteis and the process of inclusion of ST list. So all these details we are going to discuss in this video. So let's start the video. First and foremost, what is the reason why there is a violence in Manipur? The violence has begun on May 3rd after demand to include the Meitei community in the scheduled tribe list. The All Tribal Students Union Manipur held a solitary march in all districts opposing the recent Manipur High Court order, which had asked the Manipur state government to send a recommendation to the center regarding the demand to add Meitei in ST list. So this is what is actual reason for the Manipur violence. If we see further, let's see what is the ethnic composition in Manipur. If we observe the demography here, the state has a Imphal Valley at the center. So we can see this in the picture. So it has the Imphal Valley at the center, surrounding by the hills. So that means the state is having the valley at the center and surrounded by the hills. And the valley comprises about 10% of the landmass. It has only the 10% of landmass and is dominated by the non-tribal, the Meitei community here. This is what the exact reason for the Manipur violence. So the landmass is only 10%, but the non-tribal Meitei community is nearly 56% in this area. And this small landmass yields 40 out of the total 60 state MLAs. On contrary, the hills, which comprises the 90% of the geographical area, are inhabited by more than 35% recognized tribes but send only 20 MLAs to the assembly. So this is exactly a contradictory. The small valley, which is only 10% of landmass, is which is completely inhabited by the Meitei, is having the domination over these hill areas. While a majority of the Meiteis are Hindus, followed by the Muslims, the recognized tribes which are living in the hill areas are mostly the Nagas and Kukis. These are the tribal communities who are Nagas and Kukis. These are basically the Christians. That means not only the tribal conflict here, even we can observe the religious conflict also here, because the Meiteis are majorly Hindus followed by Muslims, but the Nagas and Kukis are Christians. So this is also one of the reasons why there is a clash between these two areas. The Meiteis need the constitutional safeguard against the outsiders to enter in this valley, stating that the community has been kept away from hills while the tribal people can buy land in the shrinking Imphal Valley. So it need that protection because the hill area people may come and buy a land here. So they need some special protection to this valley. During the period of 2006 to 12, there is a demand for even an inner line permit in Manipur. So we call famously it as inner line permit in Manipur to bar the outsiders to enter into the area. Under the free movement of the Kuki Jomi across Manipur porous border with Myanmar fanned fears of demographic change. That's why they even demanded for this inner line permit also. The growth rate of Manipur population has jumped from 12.8% in 1941-51 to 37.56% in 1961-71. After this permit was abolished, there was a huge change in the demography also. So this is why the Meitei community need the security protection in the Imphal Valley because of all these reasons. If we sum up, one is the tribal conflict, second is the geographical barriers, and the third is the religious conflict also. Fourth is the inner line permit abolition, and fifth one is it need the special protection, especially the constitutional safeguard to protect its Imphal Valley from the outsiders. So these all are the reasons why the ethnic composition in Manipur led to the present violence in the Manipur. In the state, but majority of the Meiteis are demanding the inclusion of the Meiteis in the ST list. Let's see why some of the tribal groups are against to the ST status for the Meiteis. The Meiteis have a demographic and political advantages and are also more academically advanced people. The ST status to the Meiteis would lead to loss of job opportunities and allow them to acquire land in the hills and push the tribals out of the area. Along with that, the language of Meitei people is included in the 8th schedule of the constitution, and many of them have access to benefits associated with the SC, OBC, and even the EWS status. So they are pointing that when already they got the entry of the language in the 8th schedule, when they are getting the majority of the benefits from the central government in the form of other way of reservation, why they need the entry of them in the ST list. That is one version why there is a opposition of this entry of Meitei community under the ST list. Along with that, the Kukis and the Nagas point out that the tribal areas are 90% of state geographical area, but the bulk of its budget and development works is focused on the Meitei dominated Imphal Valley. So we have seen in the previous slide also the Imphal Valley is just a 10% of the total geographical area of the Manipur, but majority of the budget was spent on the development of Imphal Valley, and all the other hill areas were always neglected. So the tribal groups, especially the Kukis and Nagas, who are living in these hill areas, they are opposing the entry of this Meitei community under the ST list. If we see what is the process of inclusion of any community in the ST list, so there is a procedure to be followed. First, the state government start the recommendation for the inclusion of the tribes in the list of ST. That's what we have seen even in the Manipur issue also. The Manipur High Court has recommended that one to the center. So first, the state government has to propose such recommendation. After the recommendation of state government, the Tribal Affairs Ministry reviews and sends them to the Registrar General of India under the Home Ministry for approval. After approval, it is sent to the National Commission for Scheduled Tribe and then sent to the Cabinet for a final decision. Once the Cabinet finalizes it, then it introduces a bill in the Parliament to amend the Constitution, like the amendment of Scheduled Tribe Order, which was made with the act of the order made of Scheduled Tribe Order 1950. After the amendment bill is passed by both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, the President Office takes a final decision under Article 341 and 342 of the Constitution. In this way, how any community, not only the Meitei community, any community can get the entry under the ST list. So, after seeing what is the reason why there is a violence in the Manipur, and we have seen there is a so much of huge violence arose in the Manipur, and the burnings, the stone peltings were very common in Manipur because of this violence issue. So, what we have to do to control this Manipur violence, and how the human rights gets protected in the Manipur. So, if we see that to improve the region's human rights conditions, the contentious Armed Forces Special Powers Act of 1958 must be repealed because always there is a complaint from the Northeast community. The armed forces Special Power Act of 1958 take out the human rights provided to the Northeast community. So we have to repeal this Armed Forces Special Power Act from this area. And to prevent security forces from abusing their position of authority, the government should make sure that the judicial system is just and open. There is a need to increase the level of monitoring in the border regions to stop the influx of migrants from Myanmar. The regional stability and security can be improved by fortifying diplomatic and economic relations with nearby nations. The criteria for ST status to Maiti should be examined thoroughly based on several committee reports, like the Lokur Committee, which was given such report in 1965, and the Buria Commission, which has submitted its report in 2004. So, based on these committees and commissions' recommendation, by doing the proper monitoring, then only the enlisting of the Maiti community under the ST list can be done. So, in this way, if we take care of the human rights and if we take care of the enlisting of this mighty community under the ST list with the proper care and monitoring, then we can stop the burning of Manipur nearly. So this is what about the violence in Manipur. Hope you got the idea why there is a violence in Manipur. This is for the day. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Thank you very much. Do like, comment and share our video. Subscribe for further notifications. Have a great day. See you guys in the next video.